To the program, the headline is Obama's silence louder than Boston bombs. Where is the president? Where is Janet Napolitano? Second question, who do you blame for the Boston massacre? Because there's an awful lot of blame to go around. And don't tell me I have no right to ask that question. Your government failed you. They failed you all along the watchtower, and I'll prove it to you. The FBI was forced to admit today, they didn't want to admit it, they were forced to admit today, because of an interview on Russia Today, are you ready for this? That they interviewed the elder brother of the bombing pair at the request of a foreign government to see if he had extremist ties, but they never arrested him. You heard what I said, but it gets worse. Russia is likely the country that had asked to have the elder Tsarnaev visited because of suspected ties to Chechen Muslim extremists. So what did the FBI do? They ran a background check. They ran his name through all the relevant databases. And guess what they found? They wrote up a report. They sent it to the doofus at the higher level. That doofus sent it to the next doofus. That moron sent it to the next moron. Each moron in the FBI checked their little book on political correctness, and they said, we better not touch this one, and they let him go. You want more? Here it comes. Did you know that your FBI interviewed Carlos Bledsoe in Little Rock, Arkansas, before he shot up an Army recruiting station in 2009? Again, the FBI failed to arrest him. Did you know that your FBI was also looking into Major Hassan Nadal before he executed 13 and shot 32 at the Fort Hood Army military base? Again, the FBI did nothing, even though Hassan was signaling he was about to kill. However, the FBI has maintained in those incidents that they took all the steps they were asked to, and they were allowed to under the law. Although the FBI have initially denied contacting the brother, they denied it. The brother's mother said they had contacted the brother, the eldest son, in an interview with Russia Today. This is your America under Obama and Napolitano. We have to go to Russian news sources to find out what's actually going on. So I'm going to ask you on the Savage Nation today, since all of you know all the details, who do you blame the most for this massacre in Boston? There are several questions that are pregnant, such as why did the FBI force the Boston police to hold the pictures of the suspects until the anointed one gave his eulogy at the cathedral in Boston? It's interesting to me that literally within a few hours of the pictures being released, all hell broke loose in Boston. Did they know something that they're not telling us? Did they fear that once they released the pictures, they might actually have a manhunt on the way, and they didn't want to upset the photo op for the great president of the world? If you detect a slight degree of bitterness in my voice, you're a real Sherlock. If you detect the fact that I'm sick to my stomach at the psychopaths running this socialist liberal government who have more fear of patriots, Tea Party members, and white males than they do of Chechnyan terrorists, you're right. I'm sick to my stomach. I'd like to hear every one of these left-wing pinkos in the media apologize for the people they accused falsely, but you're never going to get that, are you? I've written one book after the other warning you about the sleeper cells, and I'll tell you something else. They didn't act alone. There are many questions we don't know the answers to, such as, where did they get hand grenades? Where did they hide all of this ordnance, which suddenly was broken out last night? Where did it come from? Where was it all hidden? What's the MIT connection? Why are there so many foreign students in our universities? Why are the liberal professors bending over backwards to bring in more of them? How about Obama's two key pieces of anti-American legislation? Gun control, dead. Immigration reform, dead in the water. Tell me who in the world wants to bring in more immigrants when amongst them there might be some of these? Nobody but a psychopath. Maybe Charles Schumer would be at the top of the list, and McCain, but not the average American. So Obama's two pieces of legislation that will follow his destructive Obamacare, in my opinion, are dead in the water. At least they should be dead in the water. But let's go back to the Boston Marathon bombing suspects. The phone number here is 855-400-7282. It's the Savage Nation. Obama's silence right now is